Hi, everyone. I'm Kimmy LaRue Miller with Nonprofit Marketing Guide, and I am joined today by Kim Ellsworth, the Marketing and Communications Director for the Idaho Nonprofit Center. Hi, Kim.
Hi.
Kim has an amazing brand and style guide, and I know that is something that a lot of you either wish you could create or feel like you need to sort of up your game on this. So Kim, tell us a little bit about why you felt like you really needed to pull together a brand and style guide for your organization.
Yeah, our team is growing, which means we went from 5 to 7 people. Um, and so we needed to create like how-to guides for new staff members and potentially volunteers and interns. And then I would create less editing on my part because everyone kind of knows the general rules. And then we kind of wanted a faster process for new projects. And so I've done all the, most of the work already, and just depending on the kind of project that we do, then it kind of goes a lot faster. And then we wanted things clearly explained because there's a lot of like things implied and always talked about in like every single meeting. And so I just kind of wanted to have that on paper. So if anyone in the organization leaves, then our goals and our colors and how we write the dates, are kind of already there, so they can kind of hit the ground running for mission related stuff.
Right. And I will say you have a design background, right?
I do, yes.
So Kim's style guide is beautiful.
Thank you.
Very beautiful. So those of you watching, be inspired by the beauty, but don't feel like you have to make it as beautiful as Kim's. Like it could just be in a Word document. That's fine.
Yes.
So Kim, with that, why don't you go ahead and screen share and show us and walk us through your style and brand guide.
Sounds good. Do we see it?
Yep.
Okay. So here is my branding and style guide. It's just a Google site, and this is for internal purposes only. So I feel like it was pretty simple and easy to update, because this is meant to be revisited throughout the year and updated for new policies and things like that. And so you can see it's just all in my Google Drive. And so it's pretty easy to update. So let's get started. Branding guidelines. So I kind of wanted to write out a purpose statement so that no matter where folks are first experiencing our brand, they kind of know what our goals and principles are. This is about design. So no matter where you find us online or in print, will always be a combination of clear and artistic. And so the overall is more clear, but on social media, we can play around some more and be more artistic. So I wanted to outline kind of where we would expect to go creatively when creating graphics. I think everyone has their logos and their different types. And I stated that this is our primary logo, and then these other two can be used when the purpose permits. And we want a clear background, and we'll always go from our center C. I also explained what not to do. I'm sure once everyone gives out their logo and they're like, why the heck did you put it on that back?
Yes. I love when you do like do this, don't do that, like really explicit about the don't do that. So people think they have a great idea and you're like, no.
No. Yeah. And then like they're going too fast or whatever, and then they stretch it and it's just like, no. And then here are our colors. This is mostly if we do outside graphic design, or we give this to an intern, a design intern that can help us out with things. And so it has all of the different numbers and CMYK and things like that. Our type, Gotham, we use 3, Gotham, Century Gothic, and Century Schoolbook. And the center has a lot of programs. So for ease, I've created different program logos that kind of incorporate our center C and a couple different icons. For conference, this is where we can get more artistic. For every theme that we have, this one was the superpowered sector, so we had a lot of bam, wow. It was pretty fun to do that. And then we do a lot of online webinars, and so these are our main topics, and so it's easier for me to just slap one of those icons on there and kind of hit the ground running. All right, so then the style guide. This is a lot of things were, mentioned every once in a while in meetings, and I am the type of person that needs it written down. So we created this, and I really like this, too long, don't read. We're a helpful friend to the nonprofit sector, and we're a trusted authority to the media and elected officials. Everything else is just kind of sprinkles. So I won't read through it all, but I think a big one, we wanted to uplift the mood. And our voice, it will be always the same, but depending on which platform we use, the tone will be a little bit different, which is, we explain the tone down here. But will always be clear, optimistic, inclusive, casual and friendly, and fun. This is another one that was always stated in meetings, and I liked it a lot, and so we had to write it down. So there's many nonprofits who have very serious missions in the work they do. It's sometimes hard to step away from the tough subjects. And so our voice is to have the opportunity for them to escape for a moment, but still feel productive. So I feel like that's kind of one of our big voice goals. So tone will change depending on what it is. Like the website and social media are going to be looking very different. And then when we're talking to elected officials, it's going to be even more different. So I have that outlined. For people first language, a good example is this. You don't say Idaho has many homeless people, you say Idaho has many people who experience homelessness. And so especially when more people are coming in onto the team who may not have that background knowledge, so we kind of outline it there. And like we say here, we may not always get it right the first time, but we'll make corrections and learn from our mistakes. And so we have some other helpful guides here that I've borrowed from the nonprofit world.
And I think that's really important with these parts of the style guide that will evolve over time, right?
Definitely.
Good.
Yeah, and I think it's always nice to link to our equity statement that we did. I'm sure most everyone published a equity statement after the murder of George Floyd. And so here we have just a little explanation and then a link to our full statement. So people are reminded about where we stand. And then again, there's a lot of more people and board members, and our name has changed. It used to be the Idaho Nonprofit Development Center. And so we wanted to make sure that we were referring to ourselves in the same way. So Idaho Nonprofit Center, the INC, and we made sure to...
You have to get explicit about these things. That's what this whole guide is for. So that's awesome.
And then sometimes we refer to ourselves as the center. And then down here are just some of our programs. So internally, we use, abbreviations like our pal Phil Day for philanthropy. So we just want to make sure that publicly we're referring it to the entire title instead of our quick abbreviation.
Right. Leaving people wondering who the heck Phil is.
Yes, exactly. Alrighty. For the formatting guide, because this is for internal purposes only, I borrowed heavily from the MailChimp style guide, and I stole like a nonprofit, right?
That's right.
And I updated it for our purposes. And like, as you can see, there's a lot of different topics. And so it's just kind of outlining, where we stand on capitalization. And, there's only one space in between sentences. And when we're doing events and stuff like that, there's a lot, we write out the date like this. And the time, Idaho is split into 2 time zones. And so, when we say Mountain Time, when we say Pacific Time, and things like that. So you can spend a lot of time on this. I think you don't have to. It's just, something that is helpful when, you may be arguing, discussing with some leadership and go, hey, no, we write out dates like this, or, it really doesn't have to be 2 spaces in between sentences. So.
And you don't want to have to spend your precious time correcting all of these things for people. Exactly. So getting agreement on it and just laying it out there is absolutely the way to go.
Agreed. Yeah, it saved us a lot of time. Social media guidelines. This is definitely one of those that will always evolve. And, like I say, I have this coming soon where I want to, my goals for the future. But we really wanted to get like public comment, how to respond to maybe some nasty things.
Right.
We've never had a nudity problem, but it's nice that it's there in case it happens.
You never know, right? It is 2020. It's just been a crazy year already, so we'll see what happens.
Yes. So that's there, and with mentions and tags, it's kind of a little bit of the same. And then I have this. We need to remember that constructive criticism is not inappropriate, and it's a great way for us to communicate with our audiences. And so instead of just deleting it, whoever sees it first deletes it, they can go, oh, wait, I'm not supposed to delete that. Like, we go back to the guidelines and figure out what we need to do. And then, just outlining some batch equity responses, because we are in Idaho. And so just trying to build our arsenal for some of those responses.
Excellent.
So that was the top row, and the bottom row is just for my team members to easily access the graphics that they would need. So the logos, and then, the PowerPoint template for when they're presenting to Rotary or to foundations and things like that. So we all kind of have the same consistent brand instead of, oh, you used orange and you used green. And so it's kind of just all there and easy for them. And then with this, the icons that I mentioned, they're all right here for people to use for social media, for e-blasts, for newsletters, anything like that. So different colors, so that they don't find something randomly online and stretch it and stuff like that. And then we have some just pretty pictures of the outdoor Idaho for other filler graphics and stuff like that. So that's my style guide. It was fun to make.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. And so you participated in the mentoring program at the beginning of the year, right?
Yes, I did.
And so you had some of this together, but tell us a little bit about the evolution, because this is amazing, but I don't want people to get like overwhelmed, like they have to do it all at once. So tell us where you started and kind of how you grew it over time.
Yeah, I think it started in bits and pieces where the social media, like we had some comments come up, and so we're like, we need to create this. And then some other things happened with branding, like our colors were off. This document was one color, this document was another color. And so it kind of started in bits and pieces and everywhere, and then kind of through the mentoring program, kind of seeing, you know, the process and encouragement and the show and tell all kind of came together over a long period of time. Like I think I started this at the very beginning of 2019. So like it's been, you know, a while for it to come to where it is right now. And I said before, like it's always evolving, like the social media guidelines. I'm still not finished with that. And so I think it's never finished. Nonprofit work is never finished.
Your style guide is never finished. Your website is never finished. Yeah, we just got to keep moving on. Yeah. Well, this has been absolutely fabulous. Thank you so much, Kim, for sharing with everyone and giving us a behind the scenes peek on your style and brand guide. I hope you continue to share as it grows with us. We can let people know what changes you've made. And I hope all of you watching this video that you're inspired to go out there and get yours together. Thanks so much, Kim.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye.